Welcome to Puppet Making 2018's first puppet show. This was based on a story called The Boy Who Cried Wolf,
but with our special twist on it. We hope you like our Christmas version.
There was once a small girl who looked after the village reindeers up in the winter pastures, even though she didn't always feel like it. "Do I have to?" she asked. "Yes, otherwise the Grinch will get the reindeers," said the villagers. "You're the best reindeer sitter we have. We can't trust anyone else as much as we trust you."
"It's not fair," cried the girl. "I want to stay and play with my friends here in the village. There's nothing to do up in the mountains. It's so boring." "Take a book," replied the villagers, "or your flute or a paintbrush." "They're all boring too," whined the girl as she set off up the hill behind the reindeer.
The days were long and the girl had nothing to do apart from watching the reindeers. "I wish I'd bought some books," she thought, "or my flute." She tried to climb with the goats, but they were too nimble. She tried to talk with the reindeer, but they were too busy eating snowy winter grass.
One morning, the girl looked down the valley and heard the distant laughter of the other children as they played on the village green.
Ha 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 ha!
"I'm so lonely," she thought. "If only I could make them all come up here. Suppose I'll pretend a Grinch was after the reindeer. That would make them come." Without further ado, the girl got to her feet and shouted at the top of her voice, "Grinch! Grinch!"
She watched with glee as the villagers and their children ran from their houses and up the steep and rocky slopes toward her. They finally arrived, shivering with coldness. "Are you all right?" they asked. "What happened to the Grinch?" "I'm fine," answered the girl, grinning. "I shouted and it ran away." "It might come back," they replied. "We'll stay for a while to make sure everything is safe." The girl had a lovely time playing with her friends in the snow, but eventually they all went home. It seemed even quieter the next day. The girl was very, very bored. She climbed a Christmas tree. She juggled with some snowballs. She threw tinsels on a Christmas tree, and she made a snowman. Before long, however, she could not bear it no longer. She called down to the village at the top of her lungs. "Grinch!" she shouted. "Help! There's a Grinch! Help!"
This time some of the villagers stayed at home. Those who ran up the slopes were cold and cross. "Where's the Grinch?" they asked. "Are you sure you saw one? Why don't the reindeer look more frightened? Are you playing tricks on us?" This time they did not stay long. As soon as they were satisfied there was no Grinch, they started back down the hill, grumbling and suspicious. The next day the reindeer were unsettled, running here and there, clip-clopping noisily. The girl stared across the pasture, trying to see what was wrong. All of a sudden the hairs on the back of her neck stood up. There was a Grinch, a real one. It was creeping towards the herd from the other side of the pasture.
The girl ran to the edge of the cliff and shouted to the villagers as loud as she could. "Grinch! Grinch!" she yelled. "A real one this time! Help, Grinch!" But no one came. Some of the villagers turned to look up the hill, then shook their heads and went on there with their jobs. The children carried on playing. The girl shouted again and again, but after a while no one even turned to look.
Exhausted and tearful, the girl climbed down from the pastures and trudged miserably into the village, carrying the baby reindeer. "There was a Grinch," she explained between sobs. and it scared all the reindeer, so they ran away. This little reindeer is all I have left. Please believe me. I'm telling the truth this time.
The villagers took pity on the girl. We thought you were playing tricks on us again, they explained. Never mind. We'll help you to round up the reindeers in the morning. But tell the truth in future, he added, or no one will trust you ever again.